What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode. I'm SwipaCam, and welcome to the channel. Now, before we get into tonight's game with the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors, I want to let y'all know that about 4:30 Eastern tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern, we are dropping the biggest video the channel has ever seen about international superstars taking over the NBA. 4:30 Eastern tomorrow. If you in Serbia, set your watch. If you live in America, set your watch. You live in Argentina, set your watch. 4:30 p.m. be set as a premiere. Biggest video ever. Like, share, comment. Let's build it. Let's go. So, I just got done watching the Denver Nuggets playing against the Golden State Warriors on April 12, 2021, and the Denver Nuggets lost. But the big news of the night is that in the fourth quarter, while the Nuggets were trying to climb back, Jamal Murray drove to the basket, and he seemed to have a non-contact injury in which his left knee buckled and he headed to the ground. Jamal Murray was on the ground writhing in pain. They brought a wheelchair over with the training staff, but he denied the wheelchair, and he got assistance and limped off of the court. Couldn't put really any pressure on his knee, so we're going to have to wait and see what's happened with that. Now, again, I am not a medical doctor, but let me go ahead and say that I played sports at the highest level in Division I football. I've been around the NFL athletes, trained for the NFL. I've known cast that work in the NFL, play in the NBA, play in the league. So I have a lot of experience with injuries like that. I'll go ahead and say that at best, it looks like it's probably just going to be a sprain or something like that. That's at best, but even that, you're talking about like kind of weeks worth of rehab, weeks worth of just sitting out, weeks worth of letting your body get right. And honestly, that may not really take effect this season. You probably have something nagging you the rest of the season if you have a buckled knee, a sprained knee like that, because it's just not comfortable. Because when you buckle your knee, you can feel that pressure for a good while, and it takes a while, and so it never really all the way goes away until you give it just max time to rest. So that's the best and most optimal, most hopeful situation for Jamal Murray. First, I want to lift up my prayers for Jamal. I pray that he heals quickly, that he's able to come back and be able to live and walk and just be a normal human being, most importantly, but that he also is able to come back and contribute to the team, because I know that's what he loves to do. He's 24 years old. That's his life. That's how he makes his money. That's how he earns his living. That's how he cares for his family. So I want to make sure that he can do what he needs to do. Now, at worst, so again, I've seen a lot of this before. Shannon Sharp mentioned something about a patella tendon. Patella tendon is that tendon that you have right below, right in front of your knee, so right below your kneecap, right where that bone is, that patella tendon. Then you also have your ACL as well. I've seen a lot of knee buckles in my life, and I've seen a lot of ACL tears, ACL ruptures, full tears, partial tears. That's what again, this is not me telling you what it is. That's just what it looked like. Derrick Rose, for instance, but Derrick Rose looked a lot worse than that. Like when he buckled, he went up, and it was a violent buckle, and that kind of took him out, and that he was out for a good bit. But again, Jamal didn't look that bad, but that's what it possibly could be. At the worst, it's a patella. At the worst, it's an ACL. And then you're looking at rehabbing all the way up and through next year. So this is April right now. You're talking about coming back sometime comfortably like December. You can come back sooner, like 6 months or something, like Adrian Peterson did that. So anyway, that's going to get you through September, October, November, December. So again, we'll see. Not going to speculate, but again, we're praying for Jamal Murray for his healing. The next thing is, you all, I need y'all to take this in. Relax on what's happening with the Denver Nuggets right now. Like, I'm on my Twitter feed. I even see local news analysts and experts for the Denver Nuggets. I see national media, people watching this game saying, well, they gave up a 31-3 run to Boston. They gave up a lead in the third quarter, and they didn't look good. They got beat by 18. Tonight, they come out, and they're down by 18 points, basically, and they're losing to Golden State on national television. Like, is this team what we thought they were? They don't have heart. They're not strong enough. They're not mature enough. I've seen people that don't even cover the Nuggets locally saying they're not hard. They're not mature enough and all this other stuff to play. I'm like, y'all, first off, everybody step back. RELAX. Relax. Everybody step back and relax. Let me explain something to you. When you play in a 72-game season and you just won 17 of 20 games and you won 8 straight games, and then you get basically like your sixth game in like 9 days. You play 7 games in 12 days. When you get to that kind of rut where you played already 50 plus games in a regular season, 51, 52, 53 games, you can get in these spaces where mentally you're exhausted, emotionally you're exhausted, physically you're exhausted. Now, but here's the thing, even when you're playing well, it still happens. What people have to understand about basketball, and this is what I said, basketball is one of the weirdest sports. It's one of the weirdest sports on the planet. And one of the reasons is because everything in basketball is about runs. Because every game you have multiple runs by both teams, and it's about momentum. How well you can carry momentum over from a play to play, possession to possession, quarter to quarter, half to half. How well you can carry momentum over from a game, to week, to month to month. In the playoffs is all momentum. Who's built up the most momentum? Who's built up the most equity? Who's built up the most trust? Who's built up the most resilience? That way when they step into a playoff environment, aka Denver Nuggets, they step in a Game 7 series with the Utah Jazz, they can win. They step into a Game 7 series with the Clippers, they can win. The reason you can do it is because not only did you have that momentum building in the regular season, they started building that playoff momentum in the 2018-2019 season. That's the way basketball works. In football, what sport I played, is different. Momentum you can carry through a season. Like, you get on the streak, you win 6-7 games in a row, you feel like you can beat anybody because everything is crisp, everything is moving, and you can gel with your teammates. You're where you're supposed to be. You're reading your keys. You're making sure you're paying attention to all the details. There's all that stuff. You, in your own life, you have strings of momentum where you feel like everything's going well when you're going to work on time, you're doing everything right on time, you're loving your spouse on time, you're loving your girlfriend, your boyfriend on time, you're making sure everything is settled in your own personal life, mentally, in your own mental health. There is momentum. It's runs. Life is momentum, is runs. And so when you get in basketball, when you have 72 games, you get in these ruts sometimes. And it's not like you're doing anything wrong. The stuff that you used to do just stopped working. It's not like you trying to get out of place. It's just you are out of place. And sometimes it takes moments. It takes events to get you out of that. And sometimes you just got to go through the lull. But y'all, for 8 games, they was streaking. They was streaking. But remember, that third quarter of that Celtics game, when they gave up a 14-point lead, 79-65, and they scored for the rest of the game 8 points, the Celtics scored, sorry, what did they have? The Celtics, it was 87-105. So the Celtics scored 140 points, and the Nuggets scored 8 the rest of the game. It happens, man. It doesn't make sense. Are the Celtics 40 points better than the Nuggets? No. Are the Warriors 18 points better than the Nuggets? No. But here's the thing, you all. The Celtics are a 7th seed. They have a disappointing year. The Warriors are a 10th seed, disappointing year. But this is what happens, man. They're fighting for playoff contention. The Nuggets is like, bro, we at where we at, and we ready to go whenever. So not only do they not have the same kind of pressure that these lower tier teams have, which they are lower tier teams, but the Nuggets have been streaking and playing so well that sometimes, bro, your foot just comes off the gas. It's not like you're trying to do it. And also, let me say this. People that are blaming Mike Malone, let me go ahead and say this. You're blaming Mike Malone for the injury. That's not how basketball works, yo. They're down by single digits with 2 minutes left, a minute and a half left. Of course you're going to keep playing. Murray wanted to keep playing. Jokic wanted to keep playing. Jokic never wants to sit out a game. Murray never wants to sit out. That's basketball. Stuff works like that, man. You keep your boys in. You keep trying to shoot it. Now, there are times where Jokic is in games where the Nuggets are up like 20 points with 4 minutes left. Now, I don't really like that. But again, people have asked that on social media, like, well, Jokic is just trying to get his stat pads up and, he's trying to vie for NBA. I'm like, no, he's not. That's Michael Malone's call. Mike Malone just sometimes, he doesn't always trust that the second unit and third unit is going to keep the lead. So he keeps the dudes in either for rhythm, whatever else it may be. So, excuse me. There are a lot of things that happen over the course of a basketball season. What I don't want you to do is to lose hope in the scope of the season, even with this Jamal Murray news, even with what's happening with, the Nuggets right now in this rut. Don't lose scope and perspective. Murray might be out for a while. He might be out the whole season, but we don't know. So you have to continue to be patient. Man, just trust the process, man. Seasons are long. It don't always make sense. It's unexpected. You don't know when you're going to get hot. You don't know when you're going to get cold. You don't know when you're not going to be able to make three-pointers. Michael Porter Jr. has been flat. Let's get to the stats tonight. Michael Porter Jr. tonight, 1 of 7 from three-pointer. What was he, 1 of 12 yesterday? Now, is Michael Porter Jr. a bad three-point shooter? No, he's shooting 43% in his career. What's happening? He's in a rut. Apparently, I'm in a rut because I'm coughing out of nowhere now. It just happens sometimes, man. Jokic tonight, 1 of 5 from 3. Jamal Murray, 1 of 5 from 3. It's just basketball right now. The Nuggets are in a tough spot. The biggest thing is Jamal Murray. Making sure Jamal Murray is healthy, making sure he can do what he needs to do, take care of his business, because, obviously we don't want to see that for anybody, but definitely not for Jamal, somebody who's fought to be the player that he is and has fought through everything he's fought through, the adversity and all. But, yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, hopefully Jamal Murray's okay. We'll continue to lift our prayers up for him. But we'll see, man. But y'all got to hold on to hope, man. First off, don't trip on these 2 games, Boston and the Warriors, too badly. But again, most importantly, man, pray for Jamal Murray if you believe in prayer. But again, y'all, relax. It's just a part of the regular season. It's a part of basketball. There are ebbs and there are flows. So we're going to go ahead and end this video. But again, we dropping the video tomorrow. International dominance in the NBA. Support the video, share the video, like the video, leave a comment, let us know how we do. Hey, my man Evan is the one that helped me with the video, help with the video edits, all that other stuff, man. So look, if you like it, we're going to continue to put more content out that just like that, continue to do dope videos for you to build up the channel, but also to give you the kind of substance that you want to see that celebrate, again, not just basketball from the United States perspective, but basketball from a global perspective, y'all. So look, swipe a gang, keep your head up, and I'll see y'all soon.